Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will start this session with the recitation of the Holy Quran, and I request Shahzad Ahmed Sahib to come and recite a portion of the Holy Quran, please.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once again, we gather here for our special session where respected guests from outside the community come and address the Jalsa Jalana and give us their messages of goodwill. We will start the session from a message from the Prime Minister of Guyana, and this message will be read by Aftabuddin Nasir Sahib, who is the President of the Guyana Jamaat.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The message from the Prime Minister of my country is addressed to His Holiness Hazrat Qabitul Masih Al-Khamis, and it reads as thus: Your Holiness, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the people of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana to wish you and the worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim community a happy and prosperous annual convention UK 2012. Which I have been informed serves to bring together thousands of people from different countries to remind them of their duties to God and their fellow mankind. Over the years, I have had the good fortune of meeting with your missionaries who have enlightened me about the spiritual, social, and other progress of your community globally, especially in the areas of health and education in Africa, geared towards alleviating the suffering of mankind and also educating the people of those countries who are in dire need of such assistance. I wish to sing my unequivocal support for your universal slogan, love for all, hatred for none. Everyone must work towards bringing to realization the affirmation of not only religious leaders, but social and political leaders also, that the world is one and all humanity is one. I have been informed that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is dedicated to the establishment of peace at all levels and the protection of the basic human rights of all. And further, that in light of this, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is keen to recognize efforts made by anyone to advance the cause of peace. I therefore take this opportunity to applaud the Ahmadiyya Muslim Peace Prize, which is awarded in recognition of an individual's or an organization's contribution for the advancement of the cause of peace. We are aware and applaud the ongoing activities of your community here in Guyana. We wish you and the community worldwide all the best in your religious, social, and educational ventures to enhance spiritual and moral growth and human progress wherever you may dispatch your emissaries and missionaries. Once again, it gives me great pleasure to proffer best wishes to you and the Ahmadiyya Muslim community worldwide for a prosperous and fulfilling annual convention UK 2012, and humbly request that you pray for peace, progress, and prosperity for the people of Guyana and all the peoples of the world. With best wishes, signed Samuel A. Hines, Prime Minister and Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Energy, Republic of Guyana. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Nare Takbir! Prime Minister of Guyana, Islam-Ahmadiyya Guyana.
Jazakallah. Our next honored guest comes from a part of the world where our Jamaat has been established since 1923. Councillor Nicola Nardelli is the Deputy Mayor of the Borough of Wandsworth. She served on the Environmental, Culture and Community Safety Overview and Scrutiny Committee, as well as the Housing Overview and Scrutiny Committee. As I said, she comes from a borough where we have Masjid Fazl, and we're very delighted to have her here for our Jalsa Jalana, and I would like her to come and say a few words.
Thank you very much. And firstly, I'd like to give my thanks and the thanks for Wandsworth for the invitation. It has been a beautiful day, not only in the weather, but for the reception that we've received here, the hospitality, the generosity, and the peaceful environment in which we've endured. It's been a lovely, lovely day. Thank you. I've particularly enjoyed going around some of the tents and seeing the work that's done. And in this year, which has been such an important year to us all, with Jubilee, with the Olympics, the Paralympics that are finishing today, and the speeches, and the way we've all worked around service and volunteering and helping others, and this global peace movement that we've managed to achieve, and we've been able to achieve it here in the United Kingdom, which has been a marvellous thing, which I think we've seen go without any incident. And it just goes to show when all of us can come together and help each other a little bit and put that little inch more that we can do, the remarkable things we can achieve by going around your Humanity First tent and seeing that the work that's being done from money that you're all contributing in Africa for water, for education, for building. It's a very heartwarming thing to see. And it's quite proud knowing that your heartland is in my heartland, and we're all there in Wandsworth helping each other out and doing things and being able to live together in this way. It's been a remarkable day, and I'll be taking away with me an awful lot of the things that I've seen today, and taking away with me more of that thing. It is in fact love for all, hatred for none, and what can I do to help mankind and make my world, my environment and my place a better place for us all to live in. So once again, I'd like to thank you all very much. It's been a very rewarding day. Thank you.
Nare Takbir! Councillor Nicola Nardelli, Islam-Ahmadiyya UK.
Our next respected guest also is associated with one of our sites where we have been established since 1984, and that is Farnham. Councillor Stephen Hill, who is the mayor of the town of Farnham and has served as the first citizen of the town. The mayor has a focus on helping the needy, and his chosen charity was Farnham Food Bank. During the year, aims to raise for Farnham Food Bank, which offers food and support to over 700 people in the local area. I welcome him to our Jalsa Jalana and would like him to come and say a few words.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Jalsa Jalana. I'm really pleased to bring today greetings from the town of Farnham, which, as I'm sure you know, is just a few miles up the road. It is a very historic town with an excellent castle and would be well worth a visit, if I may say. I'm really honoured to be here today and to meet so many friendly members of your community. I fully support anything that helps to bring greater friendship to our world. Living just up the road in Farnham, I've often wondered about Jalsa Jalana, and now here I am enjoying your hospitality in the heart of your community. Thank you, everybody. It's been an enormous pleasure to meet you all, and love for all and hatred for none.
Nare Takbir! The Mayor of Farnham, Islam-Ahmadiyya UK.
Thank you very much. Our next respected speaker is Rami Ranger, MBE. In 2005, Rami was made the member of the British Empire for his services to the British business and Asian community. Rami is the chairman of the UK-Pakistan-India Forum, and he is one of the leading businessmen of the Asian community in the United Kingdom. He's a social leader and a very good friend of the Jamaat. I'd like to welcome him and request him to come and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Your simple message, love for all and hatred for none, attracts me, as this is the message if we wish to live in harmony to benefit mankind as a whole. You will agree that there is strength in diversity. If God wanted us to be of the same color, race, or religion, then He would have done so. The fact there is so much diversity in the world, like there are so many different colors of flowers in the garden, can only be the will of God. Besides, when people are suppressed either by state or religion, then they cannot develop wholesomely, and as a result, they cannot contribute much to society except behaving like obedient servants. In any case, any country which encourages discrimination against a section of our own population on the basis of their race, religion, or gender can never hope to progress like the rest. The Ahmadiyya community is hardworking, peace-loving, and progressive community, demonstrating that religion is a force for good. As British, we now have one country and queen, and as a result, we have become one regardless of our race, religion, or color. Religion must remain a personal matter, and no one should force others as to how they should connect with their Maker. Let's work to make every country a secular and democratic, where everyone is equal regardless of their race, religion, color, or gender. इखलाते चमन में रंगे बू से ही कुछ बात बनती है. इखलाते चमन में रंगे बू से ही कुछ बात बनती है. हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं. हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो. God bless you. May you continue to progress. May you continue to benefit Britain, the world, as you do. Thank you.
Nare Takbir! Mr. Rami Ranger, Islam-Ahmadiyya UK.
Jazakallah. Our next guest is a very special guest because she is actually representing the town of Alton, where our Jalsa Jalana is taking place. Councillor Mrs. Sue Hodder is the local mayor, and we have been very fortunate with the wonderful cooperation that we've received both from Alton Council and the mayor. I would like to request Councillor Sue Hodder to come and say a few words, please.
His Holiness, National President, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and good wishes from the town of Alton. Thank you for your kind invitation to join with you all at your 46th annual convention. I was very fortunate last year to be invited to the exhibition you held in Alton entitled Love for All, Hatred for None, and to see and to understand your teaching and your faith. Congratulations to you all on your ever-increasing charitable work, both in the local and wider communities, as well as worldwide. One event this year, which I happened to see on the television, was your charitable 10 laps of the Tower of London, celebrating the Queen's Jubilee. Finally, I'm delighted to see and be involved in your ever-growing relationship with the local community. Thank you. Thank you.
Narae Takbir! Mayor of Alton! Humanity first! United Kingdom!
Jazakallah. Our next respected guest is the President of the UK Chamber, Pakistan UK Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Razi Khan. Mr. Razi Khan is the elected President of the UK Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's a very close friend of the community, and I would like to request him to come and say a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Holiness, National President, respected guests, respected and distinguished guests, I must say that. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It's a privilege to be here, and this is the third time I'm over here, and I have been a big supporter of what the Jamaat is doing in this country and in the whole world. I had the opportunity to meet His Holiness about a year ago, and whilst I was talking to him, there were three things I was really impressed with, which I would like to share with you. The first thing, he said that, well, all of us are equal, and because all of us are born equal, we have to love everybody, and we should be a part of a big family, so there is no hatred, there is no war, there is no problems, no jealousy in this world. So this is the motto that, well, which he said that, well, if every human being is going to follow that, the world will be a very nice place to live in, and I think that, well, that will be a paradise over here. The second thing he mentioned was about the relief work Jamaat is doing worldwide, especially in Africa and other places, without discrimination of color, race, nationality. The Jamaat, irrespective of that, is helping people of that country, helping people of that area, and making their life better, which was very impressive, and I was very, very influenced by that. The third thing, His Holiness showed his concern for the oppressed people, or the people who are less fortunate than what we are. And he said that, well, we, being fortunate, we should contribute, we should help in making their life better. So taking all the messages, I can only say one thing, that if we can follow the motto of love for all and hatred for none, I think this place will be a better place to live. Thank you very much.
Nare Takbir! Mr. Razi Khan! Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Pakistan! Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Alamgir!
Jazakallah. Our next respected speaker is His Royal Majesty Oba Imran Adadni Osea of Ili Osea Ife. He's a very close friend of the Jamaat, and I'd like to invite him to come and say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. His Holiness, the National President, and all other arms of executives, I thank you very much for the invitation you gave to me from Nigeria. I am His Royal Majesty Imran Adedini. Greetings of peace, love, and mercy of the Almighty Allah, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the author and the finisher of our faith. The Almighty Allah has done great things for us, and that is why we are rejoicing for it. It's good to give thanks to Almighty Allah. We thank Almighty Allah for the life of the Holiness and every one of you's life, and you, and for the rejoice with you all for this 2012 annual convention that Allah has spared all of us life to witness this day. We pray that Allah grant you perfect protection and long health and happy life for full of Allah's pleasure and blessings in the service of your people and humanity in general. Love for all, hatred for none. Thank you very much.
Nare Takbir! Mr. Gali Hakim!
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Our next respected speaker is all the way from Kazan in Russia. Mr. Gali Hakim is a researcher from Kazan in Russia. He dedicated many years to studying the Holy Quran. He wrote a book on the alphabet of the Holy Quran, and he's especially interested on the issue of building a wholesome model of personality as the purpose of education system. He will address us in Russian, and this will be translated into Urdu by Khalid Ahmed Saib.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Выражаю искреннюю благодарность главе Ахмадийского движения, пятому халифу обетованного Мессии, Хазрату Мирзе Масруру Ахмаду. Да поможет ему Аллах могучей помощью. И всем духовным братьям, несущим свет Аллаха по всему миру. Я пришел благодаря книге Равиля Бухараева «Ностальгия по откровению», чтение которой вызвало восторг и восхищение. Я испытал потрясение, читая книгу с комом в горле, книгу «Откровение», рациональность, знание и истина четвертого халифа обетованного Мессии Хазрата Мирзы Тахира Ахмада. Пусть Аллах осветит его могилу. В ней увидел мощный научный анализ современной жизни, глубокую ученость и искренность веры, которые тронули и сердце, и разум. Изучая литературу всемирного ахмадийского движения в исламе, я пришел к выводу, что это движение представляет интеллектуальный ислам и открывает для нас историю духовной эволюции сознания человечества от Адама до наших дней. Духовная история предопределяет духовное будущее, и тогда исполнится кораническое предсказание: поистине землю наследуют рабы мои праведные. Иншаллах, у нас с вами это получится, и мир узнает Ахмадият и с научной точки зрения. Спасибо за внимание.
Thank you very much. I request Khalid Ahmed Sahib to please come and translate in Urdu, please.
अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाह। कज़ान ततारिस्तान रशिया से हमारे आने वाले मेहमान डॉक्टर मसूद अली हकीम साहब ने अपने मुख्तसर किताब में कहा है, खाकसार इमाम जमात अहमदिया आलमगीर हज़रत मिर्ज़ा मसरूर अहमद खलीफतुल मसीह ख़ामिस अय्यदुल्लाह ताला बिन नसर अज़ीज़ और तमाम अहमदी मुसलमान भाइयों का दिल की गहराई से इस बात पर शुक्रगुजार है कि वो सारी दुनिया में हकीकी इस्लाम की रोशनी को फैलाने का काम कर रहे हैं। मेरी जलसा सालाना में शिरकत की वजह मरहूम बरादरम रबील बुखाराफ साहब की किताब का मुताला बनी है, जिसका उन्वान है एक लंबे अरसा तक वही के इनक़ता का गम और दर्द। इस किताब के मुताला से मुझे रूहानी सुकून और दिली राहत अता हुई है, जबकि हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह राबे रहमतुल्लाह की किताब इल्हाम, अकल, इल्म और सच्चाई का मुताला करते हुए मुझ पर रिक्कत तारी हो गई और मुसलसल एक अजब सुरूर की कैफियत रही। इस किताब में मौजूदा ज़माना के बारे में साइंसी उमूर का कुरान और इस्लामी तालीमात के साथ एक आला दर्जा का मुवाजना किया गया है, और जिस अंदाज से मज़हब को पेश किया गया है उसने मेरे दिल के तारों को हिला कर रख दिया। जमात अहमदिया आलमगीर के लिटरेचर का मुताला करने के बाद मैं इस नतीजा पर पहुंचा हूं कि यही वो जमात है जो इल्म दोस्त और हकीकी इस्लाम का तसव्वुर पेश करती है। आदम से लेकर आज तक तकमील इंसानियत का सही तसव्वुर हमारे सामने खोलती है। कुरानी बयान के ज़मीन के मालिक मेरे सारे लोग होंगे के मुताबिक रूहानी इनकलाब ही रूहानी मुस्तकबिल का पेशखमा हो सकता है। फिर कहते हैं कि हम सब मुश्तरका कोशिशों और मुजाहदा से लाजमी इस अमर को हासिल कर लेंगे और दुनिया इस्लाम-अहमदियत को इल्म दोस्त जमात के लिहाज से अच्छी तरह जान जाएगी इंशाअल्लाह।
नारे तकबीर। मिस्टर गाली हकीम, जमात अहमदिया रशिया।
Jazakallah. Our next respected guest is joining us from Ghana. Al-Haj Hamid Chaudhry is the administrator of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, GBC. He holds a degree in journalism and is a very close friend of the Jamaat. I'd welcome him to our Jalsa Jalana and request him to come and say a few words, please.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished invited guests, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I greet you with the traditional salutations of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. As you've been told, my name is Alhaji Chaudhry and I'm one of the directors of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the only public service broadcaster in Ghana. We operate 11 radio stations and 1 television network nationwide. I have been for decades a long-standing friend of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission in Ghana, and our relationship has been mutually beneficial. For the 11 years that I was the host of the Akida program on Ghana television, it seeks to promote Islam and its spiritual purity. I did benefit tremendously from publications or literature coming out of the Ahmadiyya Muslim mission that promotes Islam, understanding in Islam, and also interfaith dialogue. And talking about interfaith dialogue, I wish to let all assembly here know that the Ghana Congress of Peace was an initiative of the Ahmadiyya Muslim mission in Ghana, and that culminated in the passage of a law enacted at our parliament creating the Ghana Peace Council, of which Amir bin Saab, Dr. Maulana Abdul Wahab Adan is a member. On the international level too, I have to commend the efforts of the worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim mission for planting the trees of peace under the banner of love for all, hatred for none, and principled and premised on the principles of loyalty, freedom, equality, and respect for all. The community here has a blessed institution that has a distinct sense of unity and purpose, a factor that has enabled it to serve God and Allah and mankind with sincerity, sacrifice, and devotion. I was deeply touched when I sat down among the audience this morning and had to observe the International Bayat, which is a universal expression of brotherhood. It talks about love, honor, and respect for our leadership. What I can say is that what I have witnessed here in the last 3 days is matchless. It has left an indelible impression on my life. And I was told that when I was coming here, I'm coming to see things that will change me. For once, when I landed here, I felt that I was in the Hajj terrain because I made the Hajj in 1984. But the camaraderie, the affable people that I meet here is something beyond expression, at least in my 58 years life. Long live the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and may Allah grace your elbows. Assalamu alaikum.
Nare Takbir! Alaji Hamid Chodi, Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Ghana.
Our next respected guest has come all the way from Tanzania, Mr. Gregory George Tiu. He is the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry for Tanzania. He's a very close friend of the Jamaat. I'd like to welcome him to our Jalsa Jalana and request him to come and say a few words, please.
Your Holiness, Mr. Chairman, other distinguished leaders and invitees, observers all over the world. Mr. Chairman, before my remarks, I would like, through you, to record the history by mentioning and recognizing the presence of Muhammad Igba Da, a member of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, who coined the name of my country, Tanzania. He is the founder of the name of my country, Tanzania. When the two countries, Tanganyika mainland, united with Zanzibar Island in 1964, he contested and he won the Nobel Prize. He is here with us. He is on my left. Could you rise and make yourself known to the community, Mr. Ahmad Akbar? By then, he was 19 years old, but now here in UK, he is 68 years old. This is the founder of my name of my country, Tanzania. Mr. Chairman, during this duration here of 3 days, I have participated fully with zeal, constance, and vigor for the whole 3 days. For the duration of the 3 days here, Mr. Chairman, I have been listening to the program proceedings and the speeches in order to understand. And I have been listening with an intention of digesting on my own lessons learned and the good things I personally should follow as a result and the benefit of this occasion. I congratulate you for the good work done of linking humanity with God, Allah. Indeed, it has been a blessing for all of us. We have gained the blessings of the occasion. Mr. Chairman, I appreciate all the assistance and support the Ahmadiyya community has given and continue to give to the people of Tanzania and Africa in general. Mr. Chairman, through charitable and voluntary activities, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Tanzania has provided and continues to support services to mankind based on the motto of Jamaat, love for all, hatred for none. Much has been done through this motto in improving the people's livelihood by providing hand water pumps to various villages in my country and enabling villagers to have access to clean water, health facilities, and educational materials. We thank you very much. The art of giving is a blessing upon Allah. Mr. Chairman, I do hope that our mutual relationship and everlasting friendship will continue to flourish forever and ever. We will continue to work together for the benefit of our people and Ahmadiyya group. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Mr. Chairman, last but not least, Your Holiness, let me assure that the government of the United Republic of Tanzania will continue to respect not only the rights of Ahmadis, but the right of all citizens. I congratulate you all, Ahmadiyya Group, for a successful annual convention 2012. Assalamu alaikum.
Nare Takbir! Mr. Gregory George Teal, Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Tanzania.
Jazakumullah. Our next respected speaker is here from the Central Republic of Africa, Madam Malizampa Ami Dorothy is the Minister of International Cooperation and has been in the role for the last 18 months. She is a professor of pharmaceutical studies. She will be addressing us in French. I'd like to welcome her to our Jalsa Jalana and request her to come and say a few words, please.
Bonsoir à l'auguste assemblée, très respecté calife, mesdames, messieurs, distingués invités en vos rangs, grades et qualités. Je voudrais saisir l'opportunité de cette 46e convention pour saluer au nom de mon pays, la République centrafricaine, la grandeur des actions humanitaires et spirituelles de l'association Ahmadiyya. En effet, aujourd'hui, le monde est confronté à d'innombrables problèmes de toute nature, en particulier en Afrique, qui ploient sous la misère, de sorte que des actions sociales telles que Ahmadiyya entreprend dans le domaine de l'éducation, de la santé et d'autres, en direction surtout des femmes et des enfants, sont très salutaires quand on sait que ce sont les couches les plus vulnérables de nos sociétés. Les différentes religions nous enseignent d'aimer notre prochain, et c'est ça le sens même de la vie. C'est pourquoi, encore une fois, je salue les initiatives humaines de Ahmadiyya et j'adresse un profond respect au calife pour son total engagement au service de l'humanité tout entière. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Madam. Could I request Rana Farooq Ahmed Sahib, the Emir in charge, Benin, to come and translate it in Urdu, please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। अभी आपके सामने जमहूरिया सेंट्रल अफ्रीका की बैनुल-अक़वामी ताल्लुकात की वज़ीर ने हुज़ूर अक़दस अय्यदहुल्लाह ताला मिन अज़ीज़ और दूसरे मेहमानों को मुखातब होते हुए कहा है कि मैं इस अज़ीम जलसा में जमात-ए-अहमदिया की तरफ से रूहानी और जिस्मानी खिदमात पर अपने मुल्क सेंट्रल अफ्रीका की तरफ से ख़राज तहसीन पेश करती हूँ। यकीनन आज की दुनिया बहुत सारे मसाइल में घिरी हुई है, बिलखसूस अफ्रीका बहुत सारे मसाइल का शिकार है, जिनमें से समाजी, तालीमी, सेहत, औरतों और बच्चों के मसाइल अहम हैं। मुख्तलिफ मज़ाहब हमें एक दूसरे की मोहब्बत का दर्स देते हैं। यही जमात अहमदिया के अहम मकासद में शामिल है। नीज़ मैं हुज़ूर अक़दस अय्यदहुल्लाह की इंसानियत की खिदमत पर भी आपको सलाम पेश करती हूँ।
तकबीर। मैडम मेलनज़ापा डोरोथी एमी, जमात अहमदिया सेंट्रल अफ्रीका।
Jazakallah. Our next speaker comes from Benin. Mr. Boko Kana BA is the Deputy Secretary of the Government of Benin, by profession an environmental lawyer with a PhD in this field, has a very long relationship with our Jamaat. I would like to welcome him to our Jalsa Jalana and request him to come and say a few words. He will be addressing us in French and we will have translated afterwards.
Sa Sainteté, Monsieur le Calife, chef suprême de la communauté Ahmadiyya mondiale. Mesdames et Messieurs, Assalamu alaikum. Permettez-moi, avant tout propos, de rendre au nom du président de la République du Bénin et à mon nom personnel un hommage bien mérité à sa sainteté, le calife des Ahmadiyya ici présent, pour sa mémorable et sainte visite au Bénin en 2008. Cette sainte visite a couvert notre pays et la communauté Ahmadiyya de la bénédiction, de la foi religieuse, de la piété et de la sagesse du chef suprême. Mesdames et messieurs de la grande communauté Ahmadiyya, la République du Bénin est un pays de paix où les hommes et les femmes ont la crainte de Dieu et partagent tous les jours les valeurs de loyauté, de liberté, d'égalité, de respect mutuel, de paix, d'amour du prochain si heureusement prôné par la société Ahmadiyya. Le Bénin apprécie hautement, remercie sincèrement et félicite abondamment l'association Ahmadiyya pour ses nombreuses et importantes œuvres sociales, assistance sanitaire, adduction d'eau potable, construction de mosquées, formation et œuvres humanitaires, à savoir aide aux personnes en difficulté et indigents. La liste est longue. Au Bénin, les responsables de Ahmadiyya travaillent inlassablement à l'entente entre toutes les religions, à l'œcuménisme, à l'échange et au sens du service. Pour ces actions qualitatives, M. Farouk Rana, Amir du Bénin, a récemment été élu président du Conseil interreligieux pour la paix au Bénin. Cette élection, donc, est la preuve tangible qu'au Bénin, l'association Ahmadiyya a une belle image et est crédible en tant que référence religieuse et spirituelle. Mesdames et messieurs, le monde d'aujourd'hui secoué par des soubresauts de tout genre, sur fond d'incompréhension, d'intolérance, de haine, de rejet de l'autre, d'impatience, a besoin pour s'améliorer d'un sursaut de paix, d'amour, de fraternité et d'humanisme incarné par l'association Ahmadiyya de par le monde. Si l'association Ahmadiyya n'existait pas, il faut bien la créer. Excellence, sa sainteté, Monsieur le Calife, chef suprême de la communauté Ahmadiyya internationale, je terminerai mon propos en félicitant tous les acteurs ici présents pour la parfaite organisation des travaux de la présente 46e Convention internationale annuelle des Ahmadiyya, notamment l'action des volontaires. Vive la communauté Ahmadiyya, vive la paix et l'entente entre les religions et les peuples. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Could I request Rana Farooq Ahmed Sahib, Amir, Missionary in Charge, Benin, to come and translate in Urdu, please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। अभी आपके सामने हुकूमत बेनिन के डिप्टी सेक्रेटरी जनरल ने अपने ख़िताब में हज़ूर अक़दस अय्यदहुल्लाह ताला मिस्र अज़ीज़ और हाज़रीन को सलाम का तोहफ़ा पेश करते हुए कहा है कि मैं सबसे पहले हज़ूर अक़दस अय्यदहुल्लाह को सदर मुमलकत बेनिन और अपनी तरफ से आपके 2008 में मुबारक और यादगार दौरा बेनिन पर ख़राज तहसीन पेश करता हूँ। हज़ूर अक़दस के इस दौरा से हमारा मुल्क अफ़ज़ाल इलाही से भर गया। जमहूरिया बेनिन एक अमन पसंद मुल्क है जहाँ मर्द व ज़न खुदा का खौफ रखते हैं और यह मुल्क बाहमी एहतराम, वफ़ादारी, अमन और महब्बत की अक़दार का हामिल है और मुझे खुशी है कि जमात अहमदिया की भी यही इक़दार हैं। जमात अहमदिया की तरफ से कई अहम समाजी और रफ़ाही कामों जैसे सेहत, तालीम, पीने का साफ़ पानी की फराहमी, मसाजिद की तामीर और यतीमों की देखभाल और मुश्किलात में गिरे हुए लोगों की इमदाद। कहते हैं कि फ़हरिस्त लंबी है, मैं यहाँ सब का ज़िक्र नहीं कर सकता। इन तमाम कामों पर बेनिन आपको ख़राज तहसीन और मुबारकबाद पेश करता है। आपकी जमात की बेनिन में अमन और मज़ाहब में हम आहंगी और रवादारी पैदा करने की अमली कोशिश का एक सबूत ये भी है कि बेनिन की बैनुल मज़ाहब तंजीम ने जमात अहमदिया बेनिन के अमीर को हाल ही में अपना सदर मुंतखब किया है। आज दुनिया एक दूसरे को ना समझने की वजह से बेसब्री, नफ़रतों और जंगों के मसाइल में गिरी हुई है। आज इस बात की शदीद ज़रूरत है कि दुनिया में अमन, महब्बत और भाईचारा का क़याम अमल में लाया जाए और ये काम जमात अहमदिया बजा ला रही है। अगर जमात अहमदिया आज मौजूद ना होती तो ये बात लाजम थी कि ऐसी जमात का क़याम अमल में लाया जाए। फिर कहते हैं कि मैं अपनी बात को ख़त्म करने से पहले इस 46वें जलसा सालाना के इनेकाद और बेहतरीन इंतज़ामात पर बिलखसूस जो रज़ाकार यहाँ काम कर रहे हैं सबको मुबारकबाद देता हूँ।
नारे तकबीर। मिस्टर बोको काना, जमात अहमदिया बेनिन, खिलाफत अहमदिया।
For this Jalsa, we have received a huge number of messages from various dignitaries, including the British Prime Minister and the leader of the Labour Party, Ed Miliband. I would request Fareed Ahmed Sahib to come and read us a couple of these messages, please.
Assalamu alaikum. First message we have is from the Right Honourable Ed Miliband MP, the leader of the Labour Party, leader of the opposition, and he writes, "As you gather together this weekend, I would like to send you my best wishes for an enjoyable annual convention. Over the past year, communities from all different parts of the country and of all faiths and backgrounds have come together to celebrate the best of our country in the Jubilee and Olympic celebrations. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Ahmadiyya community for the part you have played in showing the best of our country to the world, a great Britain proud of its diversity and strong in its values of respect, understanding and tolerance. With best wishes, Ed Miliband MP." We've also received a message from the Right Honourable Dominic Grieve QC MP, who is the Attorney General for the British Government, and he writes, "It gives me great pleasure to send you my very best wishes to the attendees of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association 46th Jalsa Jalana. For many years I have been able to attend your Jalsa in person. I have been fortunate also to have met your spiritual leader, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad. By these contacts, I have witnessed the strength and friendship within your community. I have come to realize how the values of loyalty, equality, respect permeate through all you do, and I have learnt the extent of your charitable works both in this country and beyond. Sadly, I am aware of the suffering of members of your congregation in some countries. I congratulate you on the steadfastness and dignity that the community has shown in the face of oppression. The British government is aware of your community's plight abroad, and we will continue with our efforts to encourage peaceful coexistence between faith and sectarian groups where there is persecution and intolerance. I wish you well at your Jalsa and for the year to come. We also have a message from another Secretary of State, the Right Honourable Jeremy Hunt MP, and he writes, I am sorry I cannot be with you all today. It was a great honour to address you all at last year's convention. I am proud to have a long association with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and proud that for many years your Jalsa took place in my constituency in Farnham. The growth of your convention reflects the progress made by your community over the years, but what is impressive is how you have maintained a sense of unity and brotherhood throughout. Your motto of love for all, hatred for none speaks volumes about what you stand for. Your nationwide campaign promoting the values of loyalty, freedom, equality, respect and peace inspires the very best in people. This is particularly commendable as you continue to do your good works despite the persecution you face in Pakistan and Indonesia. I want to pay tribute to that spirit of nobility that you bring with your suffering. You clearly are a community devoted to peace. In my role as Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport and the Olympics, may I take this opportunity to welcome all your delegates to Britain and to London. As host of the recent Olympic and Paralympic Games, it has been an amazing few weeks for the country, and we remain confident that the Games will, as promised, inspire a generation. I am sure that your international convention will also be a source of great inspiration for many, as it always has been for me. And that's from the Right Honourable Jeremy Hunt MP. We also have a special message from Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London, and he writes, once again, I am happy to commend the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association's work in promoting community cohesion in London. I welcome the annual convention in September, which brings together people in a spirit of unity, brotherhood and peace. I was particularly pleased that London's Muslim community played a full role in London's Olympic and Paralympic Games, which were another set of events that brought together Londoners from all walks of life. I am sure that the convention will be a tremendous success, and I would like to convey my best wishes to all linked with the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association. And that's Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London. We also have some messages from members of Parliament. This one is from the Honourable John Randall MP, and he writes, I value my links with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and I congratulate you all on your efforts throughout many communities in the UK and elsewhere. Who could argue with your message of love for all, hatred for none? I have been happy to support your peace campaign in the UK, and it is especially good to see the message repeated on the sides of so many buses. I was also particularly welcomed your Diamond Jubilee congratulations to the Queen this year. I am delighted that you have opened a new mosque within my constituency, and I welcome its positive engagement with its neighbours and the part that it's playing in building friendships with the aim of creating a more cohesive society. It is with great sadness that I learnt the outrages that continue to be perpetrated against Ahmadi Muslims in Pakistan, and it is my firm desire that your community will be able to enjoy the same freedoms that you enjoy here and throughout the world in the near future. I send my very best wishes, and that's from John Randall MP. We also have a message from Peer, a member of the House of Lords, the Baroness Cox, and she writes, this message brings warmest greetings to you and all attending your important convention. I am with you in spirit, and I wish to convey my deep appreciation of our friendship and my respect for your commitment to the values of love, justice, peace and freedom. I am also aware that your people suffer severe persecution in various parts of the world, and I would like to offer my continuing support and willingness to speak for them in Parliament or any other appropriate means. With warm wishes, the Baroness Cox. We also have a message from Jason McCartney, who's the Member of Parliament in the north of England for Colne Valley, and he writes, "It is most unfortunate that I cannot join you all at Jalsa. I would like to start by passing on my best wishes to all those attending the convention. I would like to thank the Huddersfield Ahmadiyya Muslim Association for all the generous charity work they perform in my constituency and in the Huddersfield area. Under the leadership of the local president, the association, through its charity and community events, is working hard to engage with people from all walks of life and to promote peace and harmony in the local community. I would like to commend the association for their dedication and continued promotion of the Ahmadiyya motto of love for all, hatred for none."
This is just about to arrive, so please kindly observe silence.
Nare Takbir! Nare Takbir! Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa! Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa! Ghulam Ahmed ki! Ghulam Ahmed ki! Islam-Ahmadiyya! Khilafat-e-Ahmadiyya! Hazrat Khalifatul Masihul Khamis! Nare Takbir!
बैठे हैं, तशरीफ रखें।
Assalamu alaikum, Hazur. Hazur, our next respected speaker is Lord Ahmed of Wimbledon. Lord Ahmed is a Conservative peer in the UK House of Lords and was ennobled in January 2011. He serves on the government front bench as a government whip in the House of Lords. He has served the party since 1994 at a local level, including the vice chair. Tariq has been promoted by the grace of Allah to the government's front benches and will be serving as a spokesman for foreign affairs. He's, by the grace of Allah, only one of two Muslims serving in the government and the first Ahmadi to serve at a ministerial level. I would like to congratulate him on his new appointment and would request him to come and say a few words.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My beloved Hazur, Amir Sahib, and dear brothers and sisters who join us here on the annual convention of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat UK. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is a most humbling and honoring experience for me to be standing in front of you today. Foremost, of course, that I do so in the presence of Hazur. Hazur's personal support and love and affection that he has shown to me since I've entered Parliament is beyond words, and for that I am eternally grateful. Equally, Hazur is aware, and some of my friends, I'm perhaps, as Amir Sahib has said, the newest member of Her Majesty's government. To those friends and colleagues I haven't yet told the news, I literally only found out from the Prime Minister on Thursday, late afternoon, that I was actually joining the government, and I look forward to serving my country at an international level, at a ministerial level, inshallah, and seek your prayers in that regard. I have, over the last year, had an opportunity as a member of the British Parliament to travel widely, and I have had the opportunity to visit various countries, including Indonesia most recently, Bangladesh, and some other parts of the world. And indeed, as I informed Hazur, my next visit abroad, inshallah, will be to represent the Prime Minister in a meeting of centre-right parties of Africa in one of the more familiar countries for Huzur in Ghana, and I've already informed Amir Saab, Wahab Saab, of my arrival there. We heard a few moments ago the words of Jeremy Hunt, the Secretary of State for Culture, and in that he said that the Olympics presented a time to inspire a generation. Well, my dear brothers and sisters, my beloved Huzur, they need to look no further. It's not just inspiring a generation, it's about inspiring generation upon generation upon generation. And the epitome of that is the Jamaat that I am so proud to be an integral part of. I grew up as an active member of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community because of the values instilled by my beloved parents, the love of my family and friends, but the importance of love of Khilafat, the love of community, which does not mean being inactive. It means rolling up your sleeves and being involved in whatever capacity. And I know my fellow parliamentarians and guests who have attended here, when they look around the Jalsa Jalana, they are absolutely amazed by the sacrifice, the absolute devotion and dedication by young and small, old and elderly, men and women, young boys who serve water in the very marquee as they're doing now, and young girls who are serving in the Lajna marquee. And I thought back to that Inspire generation, and doing an interview as I was yesterday, one of the other guests who was visiting, a journalist indeed, said, Lord Ahmed, as I look around this year, I see a new generation coming forward. I see new faces. And it struck me, our Jamaat is an incredible evolutionary Jamaat as well, that those who, like me as well, look to the grace of years and step back from the institutions of Khudam al-Ahmadiyya. But at the same time, we seek to pass on what we've learned to the generation that follows, so that they may excel and go to new heights. And alhamdulillah, a mark of an advancing community, an advance of a noble community, an advance of a true community. The true sign of Allah's community is advancement. And alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, the Jamaat Ahmadiyya epitomizes that level of advancement, and long, inshallah, will it continue. And I assure you, my dear brothers and sisters, when you talk to parliamentarians across the world, and particularly in those countries where our community is tried and tested and is put through great tribulations, the fact that our Khalifa, Huzur, beloved Huzur, continues to guide us, that O ye who oppress us, we seek only to pray for you and pray for your guidance. That is the sign of a true, living, God-fearing community, and the Jamaat Ahmadiyya is just that. Huzur, finally, I would like to, on behalf of Her Majesty's government and indeed the Prime Minister, present his words to the Jalsa Jalana on this august occasion. And the Prime Minister asked me to convey the following sentiments. He sends his kind regards on behalf of Her Majesty's government to His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad and to all attendees of the 46th Jalsa Jalana of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community United Kingdom, and wishes to extend a warm Assalamu alaikum to all attendees. The Ahmadiyya community, he writes, is an excellent example of how faith communities make positive contributions and play an active role in enriching our wider society. He talks about our work of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in ensuring that Islam, when it is scrutinized, presenting it as a message of peace. And he also writes that in this, the year of Her Majesty's Diamond Jubilee, the thousands of pounds you have raised for UK charities through your fundraising efforts are of particular note. He also says, I would like to make special reference to the letter I received from Your Holiness and express my support to the sentiments he expressed of the need for all nations of the world to play their part towards creating a peaceful world and a positive legacy for our future generations. My best wishes to you all for a successful convention. The Right Honourable Prime Minister of Great Britain, David Cameron. Beloved attendees of Jalsa, beloved Huzur, I finally seek only your prayers that may God continue to guide me to serve my community, my nation and my country to the best of my abilities. Wa akhiru dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Nare Takbir! Lord Ahmed, Prime Minister of Great Britain, Jamaat Ahmadiyya UK, the love
Hazur, the Deputy Prime Minister, Nick Clegg, is not able to be with us today, but he has sent a video message to the Jalsa Jalana proceedings, and I'd request MTA to kindly please pray it.
I'm sorry that I can't be with you today for your Jalsa, but I wanted to convey my best wishes for the event. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for its tireless efforts to promote peace here at home and around the world. You have raised a hugely impressive £350,000 for British charities too during the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. And the message you spread, love for all, hatred for none, is one every community can learn from. I had the honour of meeting His Holiness Hadrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad a few years ago in the House of Commons, a man of great wisdom and kindness. And I know that under his leadership, Ahmadi Muslims have helped people in need right across the planet, from feeding the homeless in London to building schools and hospitals right across the developing world. All voluntary, all funded by the community itself, all truly remarkable. I know despite all its good work, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community suffers persecution in some countries where you are denied your right to practice your faith and where your members are killed simply on grounds of faith. And I assure you that we Liberals stand by you in condemning such persecution, and we call for the upholding of human rights for all. I know that you work closely with some of my Liberal Democrat colleagues, Ed Davey, Lord Avebury, Baroness Ludford, Tom Brake, Paul Burstow, to name just a few. There are a great many values we share. Like you, Liberals have long stood against hate and extremism, championing tolerance and freedom, and of course equal rights. And I very much hope that in advancing our shared values, we can continue to work hand in glove. So again, let me wish you well for your convention and for the future too. To all 30,000 attendees and the millions more watching via satellite television, I wish you Jalsa Mubarak.
Takbir! Deputy Prime Minister, Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya UK, Khilafat-e-Ahmadiyya, Khidmat-e-Insaniyat.
Hazur, our final speaker this afternoon is a very good friend of our Jamaat, Ed Davey, Member of Parliament for Kingston and Surbiton since 1997, is the Secretary of State for Energy and Climate Change. He was previously the Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State at the Department of Business, Innovation, Skills, with responsibilities for employment relations, consumer and postal affairs. As I mentioned, he's a very good and long-standing friend of the Jamaat and regularly supports our work. We are delighted to have him with us today, and it gives me great pleasure to ask Right Honourable Ed Davey to come and say a few words.
Your Holiness, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Normally I'd be bringing greetings from the Deputy Prime Minister, Nick Clegg, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, but you've seen his personal video today. But in speaking to him about the work of your community, he, as many politicians are, has been impressed by the leadership that Your Holiness has shown in the campaign for human rights worldwide and the campaign for peace. The way you've conducted that campaign in this year of the Diamond Jubilee, so that people could see it on the buses in London and around the country, and the way you are distributing, with many people here working hard to distribute 3 million leaflets to make sure the true message of Islam, the message of peace, is known to the people of Britain. That is inspiring leadership indeed, and I'd like to thank you and congratulate you. But you have also shown leadership, and this community has shown leadership, not just in spreading the message, but in taking action to tackle the causes of conflict, the causes of war, the causes of hatred and discrimination, through these campaigns, but also through many and varied projects around the world, practical help. And I believe people who seek after peace, people who want to lead with peace, people who want to show the peace in their hearts to the rest of humanity, need to tackle the causes of war and conflict, to prevent conflict in the first place. And when we look around our world today, we see too many causes of conflict, but one cause that worries me greatly is access to resources, justice, access to clean water, access to energy. And we have future threats that face our world. The threat of climate change. And as Secretary of State for Climate Change, I'm determined to make sure that the government does everything it can in order to prevent that happening. But you and your community have shown leadership. With Humanity First and the Water for Life programme, digging wells, filtering water supplies, you have brought clean water to many, many people. But this challenge is one that will continue to face us. I've represented Her Majesty's government at conferences with countries from around the world who are tackling climate change now that's affecting their countries now. Islands from the Pacific that are threatened with being totally submerged. People from low-lying coastal areas who suffer already from floods. These people talk about the need to save their lands, the right to exist. If we do not reach out to those people, help them and stop the causes of climate change, we are failing in our duty. But for all God-fearing people, we know that with divine blessings, God and nature have brought us the ability to tackle climate change, the power of the sun, the power of the wind. And I was privileged to talk to Your Holiness earlier today to learn about the work that the Ahmadiyya community is already doing in bringing solar power and solar energy to some of the poorest people in the world. And I salute you for that as Secretary of State for Energy, and I hope we can work together, and you will work together with many others around the world to bring that energy as well as the clean water to those poor areas. I'd like to conclude just by noting that we've had some very happy weeks here in London with the Olympics and the Paralympics. And I, like many of you, no doubt, have been privileged to see some of the events and to visit some of the events and to visit various places holding the events. When I came here today and I saw the flags from around the world, I wondered if I was at another Olympic venue. The way that is organised here, I could have been. The volunteers, the friendship, the face of the world is here today. I salute you, and I want to pledge to continue to work with you all, so we do have in our world love for all and hatred for none. Thank you.
Nare Takbir! Right Honourable Davy MP! Khidmat-e-Insaniyat!
So that concludes our presentation.